What up, world? Welcome to the episode of BrandonJaneauShow. As you know, I am Brandon and like always on all podcast platforms everywhere. BrandonJaneauShow. Social media, Instagram, Threads, real BrandonJaneauShow. That's real BrandonJaneauShow. Um, Facebook, the BrandonJaneauShow, and of course TikTok, BrandonJaneauShow. Go follow me on all of those social media platforms. I would appreciate it if you did. Where you can go Where you can really go, man, is the YouTube channel, man. Go subscribe, comment, like the vids, like the shorts. It will all help in the algorithm. If you did, I would appreciate it if you did. Um, let's get into it. This episode is wrestling life. Yeah, wrestling life. Um, lot going on in wrestling. Lot going on. It's crazy to think that it's a lot going on even after WrestleMania, but it's a lot going on in wrestling. Um, so I didn't get a chance to talk about this last week. Because it was all WrestleMania centric and it's all WWE centric. But Darby Allin, Darby Allin won the AEW World Heavyweight Championship in AEW, won the title. Had an incredible match last night with Tommaso Ciampa. Um, but the week prior, he beat he beat um, MJF and took the belt from him. You know the thing about wrestling, right? Wrestling and wrestling fans is, especially nowadays, is that a lot of us are very, how can I say this? A lot of us are very one-sided when it comes to a lot of shit. Darby Allin is is way better than people give him credit for. I don't understand why people try to downplay that man. He's way better than what people ask for. I mean, he's way better than what people give him credit for. But despite that, he is still somewhat of a Jeff Hardy kind of guy. I mean, he's still like Jeff Hardy, RVD, kind of guy. And there's no problems with that. Jeff Hardy was great, iconic when, Jeff was, the man in his era. RVD was a great, iconic guy in his era. But I think with Darby, as great as Darby is, as great as Darby is, I don't see how you take the belt off of a guy like MJF. And it's no shade to Darby. It's more so like, bro, MJF is your future. He's the guy. He is your guy. He is the franchise player. He is the number one guy in AEW. I know people are gonna sit there and say, "Oh, but Darby too." MJF is the number one guy in AEW. The fact that you took the belt off of him in a fucking squash match is insane. And I saw last week a lot of people sitting there saying, "Well, MJF agreed to this too." So it's not just, Tony Khan just making shit up. MJF agreed to this too. And that is true. That is very true. But at the same time, it's very fucking stupid to do it too. I don't think people understand. That's just a stupid fucking thing to do. I hear a lot of people trying to compare this to when Mick Foley beat The Rock and he became the champion in WWE. Bro, when Mick Foley won that title against The Rock, the first time he won that title against The Rock, they actually had a genuine fucking match. It wasn't. It was a genuine match. They went 1-on-1. It was a real fucking match. The fact that people are trying to sit here and say, "Oh, it's like Mick Foley beating The Rock. It's like Mankind beating The Rock, and he won the WWE Championship." That is a fucking lie. It has none of that. You squashed MJF, your fucking champion, and then just to turn around in fucking, Staten Island, Queens, wherever they're gonna have this double or nothing, just to have Darby Allin and MJF have a match, to have the match you were supposed to have on fucking Dynamite. I don't understand it. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand why y'all are cool with this shit. I don't like, and this isn't just an AEW thing. I don't like squash matches. They have their place. They have their place. They have their understanding. They have their reasoning for having a squash match. There's a reason for it. There's a perfect reason for why they need a squash match. It's a perfect reason. Goldberg and Brock Lesnar. That is a perfect reason. Goldberg had built up enough equity. People they didn't watch Goldberg in WCW. That's all Goldberg had was fucking squash matches. Until they leveled him up and made him put him in matches against the likes of Hulk Hogan and Kevin Nash and Sting and DDP. But for the most part of Goldberg's run in WCW, especially that first initial year, was a bunch of fucking squash matches. So when he came back and did it in WWE, I mean, Goldberg had been out the ring for at least a decade plus in WWE. What, since WrestleMania 20? Goldberg ain't been in the ring since WrestleMania 20 up until that match against Brock in Survivor Series. That's 12 fucking years, bro. And when he came back, Brock had already made himself, I don't know how the fuck you can make yourself more of a superstar and more of a dominant force, but he did it. This is the Brock Lesnar that took the streak, that beat the streak, that literally single-handedly beat the shit out of John Cena at SummerSlam and took the belts. This is that Brock Lesnar. Like, he had enough equity on him to have that match. And then Goldberg, being Goldberg, was that fucking guy that can come in, have a 1 minute and 26-second match against fucking Brock Lesnar, and it's believable. It's believable. It's like, oh, wow. Because Goldberg has been that fucking guy. I don't like squashes. I just mentioned one. Brock Lesnar beating the shit out of John Cena. That was a perfect example of a squash. John Cena was John fucking Cena. He had been already, at that time, a 15-time WWE champion. Yeah. John was already a 15-time WWE World Heavyweight Champion by that time he got to that point. So Brock beating the shit out of John Cena and laying him out like he did at SummerSlam made fucking sense. Because Brock around that time had just beaten the streak. It made sense. This makes no sense. It doesn't make sense. And I get it. You went for the shock and awe, and I'm talking about it, and people have been talking about it for like a week or two now. I get it. I get it. But the problem with doing a squash to someone that you clearly view as one of the guys of your company, as the top guy in your company, for you to then turn around and have him get squashed. This ain't the first time MJF has been squashed this fucking year, by the way. For the second time now, this man has been fucking squashed for no reason. There's no reason for this shit. I get it. The match is going to be way more impactful. It's going to be a 30, 40-minute classic, and everybody's going to kiss your ass and say, oh, see? This made sense. It made sense. No, it didn't. You could at least had a 5 to 10-minute match. Something. But the fact that you had this man go out there and get fucking beat like that to Darby Allin, I can understand when I say Brock getting squashed by Goldberg. That's fucking Goldberg. When I say John Cena got squashed by Brock Lesnar, that's fucking Brock Lesnar. There are certain people that you sit there and say, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. That made no sense. Kick them in the nuts. Couple coffin drops. Side lock, headlock. 1, 2, 3, everybody, and now he's a damn champion. I get it. Darby is the heart of AEW, as CM Punk said years ago when he came back to wrestling. Darby Allin is the heart of AEW. I get it. But did you wait too fucking long to do it? Possibly. Possibly. Darby was supposed to be in the spot of Adam Hangman Page. We all know this. Darby Allin was supposed to be in the spot of Adam Hangman Page for All In last year in Dallas. That was supposed to be Darby Allin. We all know this. Everyone knows this. Darby Allin was supposed to be the guy to beat Jon Moxley then and take the belt from Jon Moxley and free AEW from the Death Riders. But he didn't do it. Why? Because he wanted to go climb a fucking mountain. Great for him. I'm pretty sure that's a high in his life that he's never in his life ever thought would ever happen. He survived it and came back to wrestling. That is a hell of a fucking feat in life that no one can take away from him. But at the same time, the fact that you chose to do this and then just to turn around and possibly give MJF the belt back in All In, Double or Nothing. Then in a couple of months from now, in All In London, by the way, you're going to give the belt to Will Ospreay. Why? Why? I get it. You wanted Darby Allin to have his moment. I get it. I understand it. But why? Oh my God. I don't understand this. I don't understand it. Congratulations to Darby. Great match last night. I don't understand it. I know people are gonna get. I'm gonna clip it. And people are gonna get on my ass. Oh, you just don't watch the show. They did it because Darby. It's like, bro, I'm sorry to tell you, just to throw the belt on this man for at least 4 weeks until Double or Nothing, when him and MJF are clearly gonna have a rematch. Because if you think Darby Allin's going into All In as AEW champion, world champion against Will Ospreay, you gotta be out your fucking mind. MJF is getting that belt back before All In. That either is gonna happen in Double or Nothing in Staten Island, his hometown, or it's gonna happen the week after. Something's going to happen. MJF's getting that belt back. The money match is Will Ospreay versus MJF. Even though they had it a couple years ago at All In London, I still would pay money to watch two of the best in the ring go at it. For 40 to 50, sign me the fuck up. Sign me the fuck up. I'm in. Let's do this. I'm in. Let's do this shit. You telling me that we might get Will Ospreay MJF for higher stakes now? What they fought over the Continental, the International Championship a couple years ago, and All In. You telling me we're getting that for the main event? Sign me up. Sign me up. And I've been saying Will Ospreay needed to be AEW champion for like 3 years now. Since Will Ospreay's been in the company, I've been saying, give him the title. Why are we doing all this extra? Yeah. Yeah. All right. WWE. SmackDown. You know what? Nah, fuck that. Let's get this out the way. I feel like there's gonna be a big chunk of the show. Let's get this out the way. Basically, what I did not want to see Monday night happened Monday night, which is Roman Reigns and the Bloodline coming back together. I did not want to see that shit. This is why I was not a fan of Roman winning. I didn't want Roman to win because you basically are doing a bloodline all over again. And I did not want to see this shit. I didn't want to see this shit. You've already told this story for 4 fucking years. There's nothing more you can tell with this story. What can they tell, man? I've said this numerous times. They never had a proper payoff because Roman is supposed to lose and somebody is supposed to take the head of the table from him. It's not Jay. It ain't Jimmy. And maybe Monday we got our answer because maybe it's Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu has challenged Roman Reigns to a world title match for Backlash, which goes into what I'm also going to talk about later on, which is TKO having to change the plans that they had in place because of the two people that chose to basically jump the fuck out the plans because they knew it was fucking stupid to do it. Anyway, we are now getting, well, we'll see Monday, but it's going to happen. Roman versus Jacob for the World Heavyweight Championship. It's going to be a great match. I feel like I got to say that every time I talk about Roman Reigns because it's just like I got to say that. It's going to be a great match. Um, I don't give a fuck about this story. I don't care. I know where it's going. I can tell if they do it, would it be good? Possibly. I don't know. Possibly it could be if they do it properly and TKO stays the fuck out of it. Yeah, it could be perfectly aligned perfectly well with this situation. The problem that I have is that the Usos basically just accepted Roman Reigns back as the tribal chief without any reluctance. Like without any, I don't know if that's a good idea, without any, I don't know, I got to see you on a day to day basis. I got to see you on a week to week trial basis before I just agree to join the fucking bloodline again. I get Jimmy, but Jay? Like, bro, what the fuck are we doing, bro? They just accepted this fucking offer. Like, yeah, okay, yeah, we back on. Let's do this. What? What? And maybe this is the story they're actually trying to tell, which is creating a riff already in the story, which is Jacob being Jacob. He doesn't really need anyone, but if you have Jacob standing up to Roman and one of the twins, possibly Jimmy, is saying Jacob actually has a point. Like Jacob has a point. I talked to him this weekend. He actually has a point. Like I get why he's doing it. He wants to be champion for his family. I get it. Yes, even though we are all blood and we love each other, you the man at the top, Roman. You know what the fuck was coming. Why are you now surprised? I would respect that story. I would actually like that fucking story. Because then you're telling me that Jimmy and Jay are not seeing the same shit. Jay should be the one in these shoes, but Jay's so fucking blind now because what was the one thing where Jay said a long time ago? I'm not Roman. I can't be Roman. That was like his admission to being like, I give up. I can't be the guy. And ever since then, Jay has been on a different type of level when it comes to Roman. This is the man that beat the fuck out of you, put you in the bloodline, made you submit and put you in the bloodline. And you had to deal with the abuse of this dude for fucking months, years. And you finally got out of it. And now you're the one that is the most forgiven? What the fuck? They didn't even explain that shit, by the way. They've never explained why Jay is so goddamn forgiving to Roman Reigns. They've never explained it. They've never Explain this. This is what pisses me off about this story. They never fucking told us why this is happening. Why is Jay so goddamn forgiving to Roman Reigns? Why? Jay is the one that took the most fucking abuse, and he's the one that's the most forgiving. Why? This makes no fucking sense. Oh, well, Brandon, they did explain it. Jay became world champion, and he finally understood why Roman was so hard on him. No, nigga, that still don't make fucking sense, kid. I don't give a fuck what you say. That still doesn't make fucking sense. Explain to me why I had to take all that abuse. Explain to me for 4 fucking years why I finally was like, yeah, it is hard. Jay never treated Jimmy like that when he was champion. What the fuck are y'all talking about? Jay never looked at Sammy like that when he was champion. What the fuck are y'all talking about? What the fuck are y'all talking about? This is why I don't respect that dumbass theory. It's like, no, he never apologized. And I'm supposed to just sit here as a fan and be like, so you telling me both of the Usos just decided to just agree with this nigga? No conversations, no like, hey man, we need to talk for it, but we like agree to this shit. Nothing, just nothing. You didn't say shit. You just let it happen. I don't understand this, bro. I don't understand this. Again, I'm these fucking fans nowadays. You just take it at face value and you don't even try to look at it anymore. You just say, we got the bloodline back, and didn't even fucking think it through. You just said, okay, yeah, we got the bloodline back. Why? What? Why? Why are we doing this again? Why are we doing this story again? Oh, it doesn't matter because we got the bloodline back. It's gonna be cinema. No, bitch. I need to know why this is happening. This doesn't make a lick of fucking sense. The Usos just easily agreed to this shit. When Roman was talking about we are a ball, and when CM we like this and we need to get like this, and when CM Punk was talking down on the family and we were like this, none of that would have happened. One of them niggas should have been like, hey, bro, the reason why we like this and not like this is because of you. What the fuck? Did you miss that? Did you forget the abuse you gave to us? What the fuck are you talking about, Roman? Like, nigga, did you forget? Like, the fuck are you talking about? And you just accepted this shit. Oh my god, yeah, this is why, as a fan that actually watches this shit, I can't follow this shit. I don't understand this shit. Why? Why are they just so goddamn accepting the Roman Reigns? Jay, out of all of the fucking people, Jay, you got your ass whipped on numerous occasions by this fucking dude. People forget that Jay still wasn't doing what Roman told him to do for a good stretch of time. And there was times when Roman Reigns will beat the shit out of Jay. Just flat out spear the shit out this dude. Leave him in the ring. Leave him in the ring like he left Daniel Bryan and Cesaro and shit. People forget this shit. Jay was getting his ass whipped still when he was the right hand man. He was still getting his ass whipped by Roman Reigns. People forget this shit. This is why I can't understand how you sit there and you say this is understandable. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is so stupid. I don't understand why they're doing this story again. If it leads to what I think it will lead to, which is eventually Roman's going to fight Jacob again. This time, it will be for the tribal chief. And Jacob is going to beat him. Because there's no way in hell that we're not going to get a conclusion to this bloodline storyline, which is Roman's fall. Roman has to lose. He needs to lose tribal chief. That is when you're going to finally get him to admit that he was wrong about a lot of shit. He might have abused the fuck out of the Usos. But in his mind, he was doing it because he was trying to keep his family at the top. Not realizing to keep your family at the top, you beat the shit out of them and abused the fuck out of them and made them agree to your terms. So when you sit there Monday night and say, I don't want y'all working for me, I don't want y'all taking orders from me, I want y'all to be working with me, that's a fucking lie. We all know that's not going to happen. That's just, and it would be fucking stupid to do it that way. Excuse me. That'd be fucking stupid to do it that way. I think it'd be dumb to do it that way. Because it brings into what I really believe, and that is Roman Reigns cannot be a good guy. He can't be a good guy. He cannot be a good guy. I know a lot of people like, oh, he could be that mix, that kind of in the middle shit. He doesn't have to be a good guy or a bad guy. No, Roman cannot be both. That he can't be just Roman Reigns. That can't work. He has to be a heel. He has one of those characters, and you're telling a story that's supposed to be about a dominant faction. Name me a face faction that's dominant. DX? That might be it. Like DX in '90s? That might be it. But even when Triple H became champion, they all turned heel. This is why I'm saying Roman Reigns cannot be a face. He has to be a heel. So is this what we're going to get? Are we going to get Roman Reigns finally turning into the old Roman Reigns? Well, here's the thing. He's still the old Roman Reigns. Nothing's really fucking changed, even though people think it has. Nothing's changed. His character has not developed. His character's not developed, bro. Like, as much as y'all try to sit here and be like, he's so different now. No, the fuck he's not. That's the same fucking dude I saw 4 years ago. The fuck are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? It's the same fucking dude. What are you talking about? Nothing's changed. This is the same fucking dude. I don't get this shit. I don't like this story at all. Like I said, the only way this works is if there's a actual proper payoff, and that is Jacob versus Roman for the head of the table. Tribal combat, and Jacob beats Roman and takes the OTC away from him. Because this was supposed to be the fucking Rock, and he chose not to fucking do it. I don't give a fuck what you say. Oh, he had a chance, but y'all fans took it away from us at WrestleMania 40. What about WrestleMania 41? 41 was right the fuck there. If The Rock really wanted to do the Roman versus Rock match, 41 was right the fuck there. Roman had no pathway to WrestleMania. That should have been set in Punk last year. One-on-one. Going one-on-one. That should have been set in Punk last year at WrestleMania, and not Roman added into it. That should have been set in Punk last year. Why The Rock wasn't inserting himself into that situation? Why The Rock didn't fight Roman then? The path was clear. You could have had an easy one-on-one match for the OTC, and yet you chose not to fucking do it. But yet, let Shaw tell it. It's Cody's fault. It's the fans that cheer for Cody. It's the Cody Crybaby's fault. 41 was not Cody's fault. The Rock chose not, and I'm going to talk about his punk ass in a minute, but that is the problem. See, you always blame fans, Cody Rhodes and the fans, for 40. But I don't hear a fucking peep when it comes to 41, because 41, Rock and Roman had a wide open fucking lane. You could have easily done the match. It would have been for the OTC. Nobody would have questioned it. It would have been easily the night 1 or night 2 main event. Probably night 1, because then you could have had The Rock. You could have had The Rock come out and screw Cody Rhodes for John Cena. It would have all made sense. Boom. It would have all made sense. That shit would have made sense. And the booking would have made sense last year. All of that shit stems from a decision of TKO thinking The Rock for one night was going to make all of the booking right make sense. And all you did was put The Rock in a storyline that his ass never was supposed to start and create. He started a storyline and then left Triple H to figure the shit out the rest of the time. I will never let Shaw live that shit down. But the same fans that sit there and talk down on Cody because you took 40 away from us, y'all are the same quiet ass fans I don't hear not a fucking peep from, because you could have had Rock and Roman last motherfucking year. So hopefully with this story that they're trying to now tell again, there's a conclusion to this shit. And that is that Jacob beats Roman possibly next year at WrestleMania, and take the mantle. He becomes the OTC. He becomes the guy. And he forms his own bloodline and his vision. But this is why I didn't want Roman to win the title back. Because immediately, you never explain why Jimmy and Jay just openly agreed to join this motherfucker. And I know what people are going to sit there and say, well, Brandon, they got nothing but time. They can easily tell us why. This is WWE, nigga. They don't tell us why. They don't tell us why. You had Jimmy stop Jay from winning the WWE Championship a couple years ago against Roman at SummerSlam. He comes out and says, I did it because I didn't want you to turn into Roman Reigns. But then you don't explain why Jimmy then ran the fuck back to Roman Reigns just to try to now become the right-hand man. Which, by the way, that storyline had played out throughout the fucking time of Jimmy being jealous of Jay being the right-hand man. All of this shit is stupid. And they don't tell it. They don't explain it. You're just supposed to read the tea leaves. It's like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing, man? Yeah, I'm not a fan of this. I'm not a fan of this. We all know where this is headed. I just, man, oh man, oh man. I hope they fucking do this right. Because if not, ooh shit, I'm gonna talk cash shit on that. I'm talking cash shit. Anyway, talked about it earlier. Let's get into it. TKO. So there's a report that came out. There's a couple of reports I got to talk about, but there's a report that came out today that says that Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll have both agreed to basically step the fuck out. Jelly Roll, Jelly Roll, and Pat McAfee have agreed to basically Jelly Roll and Pat McAfee have both agreed to no longer be a part of the storyline between Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton. They have agreed to not be a part of the storyline anymore. That's beautiful. That's great. Here's the thing, which goes into the storyline I was also going to talk about, which is not Oreo Emanuel. What's the other dude name? Mark Shapiro. Yeah, Mark Shapiro, who's also on the head of TKO. He flat out says, that basically he says we have creative control over WWE. Now, if you actually read what he actually said, is that when we feel the need to invoke the creative control, we will invoke the creative control, like Pat McAfee being inserted into a storyline that nobody asked his ass to be a part of. But you thought it made sense because you only was concerned about your money. WWE TKO today got a rude awakening. Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll basically saying, "Yeah, we're done. We're not gonna continuously do this." I'm not surprised of the backlash and now them realizing, damn, we might need to step the fuck out of this. That's a good idea. Because this was supposed to be the match at Backlash. This was supposed to be the main event. This is why, by the way, we're getting Roman and Jacob. This is why we're getting Roman and Jacob. You think if Cody Rhodes and Jelly Roll versus Randy Orton and Pat McAfee, you think if that was still on the card, if that was still on the table, you think we're getting Roman and Jacob? You see, this is something I wanted to say last week, but I didn't get a chance to. WWE has a chance to do something that's very interesting. They have a chance to actually regain their fans, which sounds fucking insane because if you look at WWE the last couple of months, last year and a half, it's been very fuck them dudes because they just don't give a fuck about us, the fans. But they do have a chance, and I'm gonna tell you why I say they do actually have a chance. Because the celebrity influences that are being put in place for TKO's own benefit is starting to wake the fuck up and say, you know what? As much as I think this is a great idea, I'm going to have to decline. There's going to have to be more people that's going to flat out have to say, I just don't think this is a good idea right now for me to be in this story. It doesn't make sense. WWE, if they just leave, if TKO could just leave booking along and let Triple H, despite what people want to say, let Triple H just cook the way he has cooked before, we will be so much better off. I'm not saying the shit gonna be perfect. I'm not sitting up here and saying the shit gonna be back to being NXT black and gold era. Fuck no. What I am saying is, if you just let this man cook, if you just let this man become what we know he can be on that main roster, he will figure it out. And that is something that people just do not want to admit. Like I have said, I'm not gonna sit up here and say Triple H has been great. Fuck no, that'd be lying. But I know this man did not lose the ability to book fucking shows. You can miss me with that shit. There is no way in hell he made. There is no way in hell he lost the ability on how to book shows. That's insane to me. The man that gave us black and gold NXT. You think he forgot how to book shows, nigga? Really? You think he forgot how to book fucking wrestling? The man that has stood under the tree of Shawn Michaels, Vince McMahon, who's been in production meetings since he was an active wrestler. You think he forgot how to book fucking wrestling, bro? The man that his own peers said that has a wrestling encyclopedia in his head. He knows how to do shit. This man forgot how to book wrestling, bro? No. TKO only care about their money. When you are a company, when you are a corporation, that's all the fuck you care about is your money. And that's cool and that's okay and do your thing. Here's where the problem lies. When you think about your money and you care only about your money, you're forgetting that the people that you want to spend that money have something way more valuable than money. And that's their fucking time. If you are wasting my time with this bullshit product that I spent my money on, and you got the nerve to tell me that I don't have a place to speak my mind, all right, cool. You know what? You're right. I don't have a place to speak my mind. So I'm going to go find that place and keep my fucking money in my pocket and not waste my fucking time watching this bullshit. I have said this numerous times. If you are a wrestling fan, you have the right to say fuck you and go find something else. I do not trust TKO to stay the fuck out of creative booking because they're never going to stay out of it, especially when they feel like the money is fucking up. And the fact of the matter is, WWE was at its highest when TKO took the business. And ever since then, they have been trying to find a way to get back to that level instead of not understanding that there's one thing that will always make people want to watch. That is the fucking wrestling. I don't need Logan Paul. I don't need, and here's the thing. Logan Paul was a part of Vince McMahon's era. So I can't even continuously scream Logan Paul. Logan Paul was already signed to WWE before TKO even took the fucking business. Logan Paul, I don't think people understand that. Logan Paul was at WrestleMania 37. People don't even understand. Logan Paul was at WrestleMania 37, bruh. So Vince McMahon already had an affection for Logan Paul. But this new shit that they're trying to do just to get people interested in the product, bro. Wrestling fans are interested in wrestling. We're going to watch. You don't have to entice us to watch. But the problem is you want these casual motherfuckers. And these casual motherfuckers never watch wrestling, probably stopped watching wrestling when Andre the Giant got picked up by Hulk Hogan. They have not watched that shit since WrestleMania 6, since Hulk Hogan and Ultimate Warrior. Stop trying to make these casual ass fans become fans again. I don't give a fuck about them niggas. Fuck them dudes. They don't give a fuck about these shit. They not on here every night doing fucking podcasts. They not the ones that streaming this shit every Monday, every Friday, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every fucking Saturday. They're not streaming. They're not doing any of that. Stop worrying about these casual ass fans that don't give a fuck about this shit. If you stay the fuck out the business will give you your money. That is why the fucking business was so fucking hot 2, 3 years ago. Because you know what? You stayed the fuck out the kitchen. You let the chefs who know how to prepare the food prepare the fucking food. And guess what happened? The fucking place was always packed. Nobody complained. Everybody got what they wanted. You came to see a woman wrestle, you got the women's wrestling. You came to see tag team, you came to see a tag team. You wanted the bloodline, you got the bloodline. You got the judgment day if you want the judgment day. You got this, you got that. You had it. And then you came into the business and you thought your way was the right way. And it's not. It's not. And it's okay to admit that it's not. I hope this main event, I hope this past weekend finally showed them what it is. And I hope Pat McAfee and Jelly Roll telling them, thanks for no thanks. I hope one Backlash is a success, because then we will finally have the right way to play, to purposely say, okay, it's not Triple H, it's TKO. If Triple H can book a successful Backlash that goes into the Clash in Italy, yeah, if he can book those two shows, and it feels like two good shows, we're good. We're good. We're good. I don't want to hear that shit no more. And TKO needs to stay the fuck out of the kitchen. We don't need you to cook. We got chefs that prepared and know the menu already. They know what we want to see. They know what we want. They got it already. They know the ingredients. I don't need you to go find some other shit, some unique organic shit to put into the food. I don't need that shit. They keep that shit over there. I don't need it, nigga. I don't need it. I don't need it. SmackDown. Here's the thing. I was about to talk about this earlier, but let me get into it now. SmackDown. Fight back, nigga. God almighty. Man, SmackDown, fight back, nigga. What you doing? Fight back, nigga. What are we doing, bro? Like, this is insane. Fight back, nigga. What you doing, bro? SmackDown has already lost. I don't know how to explain this better than that. SmackDown's already lost. I don't know how to explain it better than that. I talked about this last week. SmackDown being 3 hours has got to be the dumbest fucking marketing plan I've ever seen in my life. And you just made it worse. You just made it absolutely, positively worse. You take one of their number one contenders, Jacob Fatu, and now have officially moved him to Raw. You take one of the most poignant, one of the most dominant tag teams that they can physically use at this moment in the Street Profits, and you move them to Raw. You took basically one of the best NXT talents that they have in NXT in Ethan Page, and you moved him to Raw. You took their best female talent at this moment in Ruka, and you moved her to Raw. You moved a internet lightning rod like Joe Hendry, and you moved him to Raw. It's like, nigga, what we doing? Y'all all right? Y'all good? Y'all need some help? Hey, dog, fight back. Listen, nigga, fight back. Fight back, nigga. Fight back. Like, Lord have mercy. I talked about this last week. But damn, nigga, Netflix. I get it. I understand. But man, WWE, bro, I'm highly convinced and confused that I don't think there's hope for SmackDown. I don't think there's hope for SmackDown. I'm sitting here and I'm like, bro, is there any hope? There's no hope. There's no hope on the horizon. I am so sorry to tell y'all, SmackDown fans, if you got SmackDown, I don't even know if they're SmackDown fans. There's nothing they did to fix this fucking. And I said this literally WrestleMania, before WrestleMania, WWE needed a draft. And yet, what did they do? You took another major player like a Jacob Fatu and you moved him to fucking Raw? Why? Why would you do that? It makes sense to have a match with Roman. Okay, cool. That's a one off. But to physically move him to fucking Raw is just stupid. And again, we don't know if he's physically moving to Raw. But if he is, clearly, because he's going to be in the Bloodline storyline, well, this version of the Bloodline storyline, it's stupid to move him to Raw. It's absolutely dumb. I don't understand why you would do that. Especially knowing Drew McIntyre is not there. Drew McIntyre is not there. So are we going to move Sammy up to the main event scene and go against Cody Rhodes? That seems like that's the move. Are we going to also let Aleister Black, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, guys like that? Is it finally time for them to move up to the main event scene? I can understand it if that's the case, but you still need fucking people, bro. This is insane. That roster already is depleted, and now you add more problems to it. I don't understand this shit. I'm trying my hardest to understand this shit, and I can't understand it. Uh, Tomorrow's Friday Night SmackDown. I hope they actually have a plan in place. I really fucking do. I'm hearing JC Jane, who I've said numerous times needs to go to go to SmackDown and let her flow on SmackDown and let her see what she can do. If you want to bring Fatal Influence with her, I'm not opposed to it. Val Henley's been in NXT a little bit too damn long too. I'm not opposed to it. Laney Reed can stay down there a little bit longer because she doesn't need to be moved to the main roster. She hasn't really done enough yet in NXT to be on the main roster. But yeah, oh my god, this is stupid. This is stupid. JC James being talked about moving to SmackDown. I think Rey Mysterio. I'm like, bro, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing? Friday Night SmackDown needs a actual hit it out the park moment. They need something. You already teased Punk and Cody. That's great. Are you moving Punk to SmackDown? Because you cannot tell me you are okay with having Jacob Fatu move to Raw, but SmackDown gets none of that massive star power in exchange. Are you moving Gunther? I know a lot of people are like, what about LA Knight? You just moved LA Knight to fucking Raw. You just moved him to Raw when you moved Sammy. So you can't move him back to fucking SmackDown. That's just stupid. Bro, is it Gunther? Is it Oba? There's got to be a name that gets moved to SmackDown, man. You can't just move Jacob Fatu, who is obviously a challenger for Cody Rhodes, and you have no one returning of that caliber. It's got to be Gunther. It's got to be Punk. Or it's got to be Oba Femi. There's three names right there that I feel like that you move right now to SmackDown, it's must-see TV. It must-see TV. Obviously must-see TV. Two former world champions and a future world champion. You cannot play with this situation. SmackDown is in dire straits all fucking ready. Drew McIntyre is gone. He ain't coming back until maybe the summer. You're basically going to run a Cody Randy storyline until it gets fucking dry. Is Kevin Owens coming back? Is Kevin Owens coming back? Is Kevin Owens on his way back? If Kevin Owens is on his way back, okay. Okay. Moving Jacob wouldn't be so crazy. I'd be like, you know what? You got a Kevin Owens back. I mean, that's a main event caliber player. Are we getting Kevin Owens back? If we're getting Kevin Owens back, now we're having a different conversation. But the people that y'all are trying to move, I like Ricky. I like JC Jane. I think Blake Monroe. I think Kalani Jordan also needs to get moved from NXT. What the fuck can she do left down there, man? Win the NXT Women's title, and that's about it. Kalani needs to also get moved. She's been in NXT a little bit too damn long. She's the perfect person to be moved to a fucking SmackDown. She would fit perfectly with Lash and Nia because she's the athletic one and she can easily help them in different ways. Yeah, man. Shit. I don't know, man. I, but just saying, JC Jane, Ricky Saints, and Rey Mysterio. Well, and on top of it, you just lost the Street Profits on SmackDown. War Raiders and the Creed Brothers, who have done nothing on Raw, with Ivy now, would be perfect to be moved to SmackDown. There's got to be a fucking move, like a shift somewhere. All of the talent that you don't use on Raw should be moved to SmackDown. Is Sheamus coming back? You can put Sheamus on SmackDown. Something. I know people gonna say that. Well, Sheamus needs to still win the Intercontinental Championship. At this moment, SmackDown needs fucking blood. They need new and old. They need something to capture the fucking fans. And at the end of the day, right now, at the time we're speaking, they don't have none of that shit. All the moves Raw had on Monday night was perfectly well in that round. But this shit here, you need to fix that. And by the way, when Bianca comes back, depending on when the Street Profits, where they'll be around that time, that means Bianca's going to Raw. So now you got another woman, because you're not moving the Street Profits back to SmackDown when you just moved them to Raw. So Bianca's also going to Raw. So now you got to think about that. And that's why Rhea got moved to SmackDown. Now you got to think about that. Seth's not going to SmackDown. But CM Punk and AJ Lee as a package deal to SmackDown makes sense to me. And you need a fucking future. You need a guy. And that is why I say, as much as I love Oba being on Raw, I think he fits SmackDown right now. He fits SmackDown like a fucking hand and glove because he can go to SmackDown and immediately become the guy. And you don't have to do all this extra. And on top of that, I don't know when him and Roman are going to wrestle. I'm assuming SummerSlam. But if he goes to SmackDown and he inserts himself into the Cody situation at SummerSlam, Cody versus Oba for the WWE Championship. Sign me the fuck up. And Cody loses to Oba. Sign me the fuck up. Somebody coming up with that. I want to just say this. Somebody coming up off that belt to Oba Femi. Which brings me to another thing I saw a lot. People sitting there and talking down on Oba. This was coming. And I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming the moment I put the video out and I said one of my pet peeves is people saying Oba can lose to Brock Lesnar. And I said, no, the fuck he can't. I knew it then. I was getting comments then. Oba's not that good. Oba's overrated. I don't see what y'all see in him. I saw it then. That was a month or two ago. I knew it was coming. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. Anybody that's shocked that this shit is happening to Oba now? You ain't been watching wrestling long enough, nigga. Like, what you talking about? You ain't been watching wrestling long enough, nigga. What the fuck you talking about? I expected it. I knew it was coming. It's like the shoe dropping. You knew it was coming. The other shoe is going to drop eventually. You know it's coming. The reason why I think people are delusional as fuck and people can't accept this situation is because Oba is actually everything they want certain wrestlers to be. You wanted Austin Theory to be like this. He isn't. You wanted Braun Breaker to be like this. He isn't. You wanted Logan Paul to be like this. He isn't. You wanted certain fucking wrestlers to be like this, and they are not. Oba is genuinely over. That's rare. He's genuinely over. That's fucking rare, bro. I don't think people understand. Oba is 4 years older than when Brock Lesnar took WWE by storm almost 24 fucking years ago. Oba is the fucking man. Already. And you can put a title on him and let him run dominant for the next 2-3 years, and everybody will be like, that makes sense. That makes sense. And then he loses it to someone that you have generally built up to be the next one, like a Javon Evans, like a Ilya Dragunov, like a Carmelo Hayes, like a Trick Williams. He loses the belt to someone like that of that caliber, of that standard, you would be like, you know what? They earned it because they really went through a fucking war with that dude. They have earned it. That's what people are now trying to sit up here and pretend. Oba's fucking ready, and you can't accept it because you've already pegged such and such, and this guy's supposed to be where he's at. I want you to understand something. Hear the difference in the crowd. Listen when Oba comes out, how the crowd is chanting his name. It's full fledged respect and love for Oba Femi. Look at how later on in the night, Braun Breaker came. And they're trying to get that same energy for him. They're roofing and they're doing all this Braun Breaker shit. And it's not the same. It's not the fucking same, bro. And some people say, well, this is why Braun Breaker lost his spot because he was hurt. No. There is a massive fucking difference. I have said this numerous times. You can tell who the fuck's the guy and who the fuck needs to work. Who needs to be pushed and who the fuck is just organically there. Oba's organically there. Braun needs to be forced to be the guy. Braun is not that. Oba is. And that's why you don't like him. Because he's genuinely the future. You can tell. And you don't like that. The same fans that love Roman Reigns now would be the same fans that was talking down on Roman Reigns when they pushed his ass to the moon for WrestleMania 31. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet? Yeah. Yeah. That's insane. That's insane to me. And I don't understand why people don't like Oba, but that's insane. But anyway, now you know what? It's not insane. I actually know why people don't like Oba because he's generally the fucking guy, and you can feel it, and you know it. And there's nothing in this planet that you can sit there and tell anyone that he's not the fucking guy because you know it is. You know he is, and that's facts. And that is it. Talk to you guys soon. I'm out. Peace.